The answer to whether or not you can get pregnant while nursing is yes, but it's a little more complicated than that. This video will break down the various risks you have of getting pregnant while breastfeeding, as well as show you some ways to protect yourself from issues that are associated with having sex during your period. So, get comfy, grab a coffee, and join us as we answer, can you get pregnant while breastfeeding? When women breastfeed fully exclusively or almost exclusively, they are less likely to become pregnant. However, you must meet the following criteria, which help to reduce your chances of getting pregnant. 1. Your baby is less than 6 months old. 2. Your baby would be breastfeeding every 4 or 6 hours day and night. 3. You are following the recommendations for breastfeeding fully, and have no plans to use breast milk substitutes and use pacifiers only at bedtime. 4. You haven't resumed your monthly period or spotting. The lactational amenorrhea method, LAM, is a form of fertility control that involves exclusively breastfeeding your baby. The LAM works by exposing the mother's nipple to the pressure of your baby's suckling in order to release hormones that will prevent ovulation in a woman's body. Women are more likely to get pregnant if they either 1. Supplement with formula or other baby foods. 2. Keep a routine feeding schedule and regularly limit the interval between eating and nursing. 3. Breastfeed less than often every 4 to 6 hours during the day and at night. 4. Have a baby that is 6 months or older. Oftentimes, pregnancies aren't just a sure thing because nursing women don't experience menstrual periods. Ovulation can occur in the absence of menstruation, so don't assume that you are protected from pregnancy because you haven't had your period yet. A post-pregnancy woman can become pregnant at any point during breastfeeding. Yes. You can indeed become pregnant while breastfeeding before you resume your menstrual periods. LAM is a type of hormonal birth control that many women consider. However, before you decide to try it, talk with your doctor first and find out if it would be a good choice for your individual situation, as well as what types of birth control you might want to use if breastfeeding frequency decreases or solid food introduction is imminent. With breastfeeding, you can still prevent pregnancy for a short period of time simply by using another form of contraception, in addition to breast milk. Birth control options include 1. Cap for cervical cancer. 2. Diaphragm. 3. IUD, also known as an intrauterine device. 4. Tubal ligation. 5. Condoms. 6. Vasectomy. 7. Spermicidal cream, foam, or jelly. 8. Birth control pills, providing only progesterone. In the past, many breastfeeding moms were initially counseled to avoid oral contraceptives containing estrogen and progesterone, combination pills, or to use mini pills, implants, both Implanon and Norplant, or injections, Depo-Provera, consisting of only progesterone. And now partners can opt for injections made only with a progesterone component, such as Depo-Provera. More recently, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, has made some modifications to its recommendations on hormonal birth control and breastfeeding. The 2016 guidelines are available in the Morbidity and Mortality Weekly Report. They indicate that women who are currently breastfeeding and trying out hormonal birth control should wait until their milk supply is well established, at least 4 to 6 weeks after giving birth, before beginning treatment. But, how soon can you get pregnant after giving birth while breastfeeding? If you're not breastfeeding, you can get pregnant again as soon as 3 weeks after giving birth. However, a review of studies in 2011 found that most women did not ovulate until 6 weeks after giving birth, which is different if you choose to breastfeed. With the help of breastfeeding, you can use this as a form of birth control for up to 6 months after becoming a mom. Sadly, it's not easy for many women to know when the first ovulation will happen. The truth is, you can only detect ovulation after it has happened. There are 2 options available to help you find out if that first time was today. LH tests can detect a surge in hormones before the ovulation begins, while taking your basal body temperature can detect that the ovulation process has already begun. Do I ovulate while breastfeeding? If you've just had your baby, chances are you're not ovulating. Since signs of ovulation can be pretty subtle, it will be hard to know when it's coming and prepare for it. Ask your doctor about contraceptive counseling before, during, and after the birth of your baby. Getting the right advice can be difficult and confusing. This is a good time to discuss new methods of birth control as well as previous ideas and to consider making changes to your current method. Now, let us learn some pregnant while breastfeeding symptoms. If you're worried about a missed period and you're breastfeeding, it might be hard to know whether or not you're pregnant. However, some pregnancy symptoms are easy to detect. They include 1. A missed or late period. 2. Tiredness. 3. Nausea. 4. Sore breasts. Engaging in sexual activity during your menstrual cycle is considered to be risky behavior because this symptom can also result in a miscarriage. If you're concerned, take a pregnancy test and discuss it with your doctor. Can breastfeeding interfere with my pregnancy if I do get pregnant? It is generally considered safe to continue breastfeeding while pregnant. Though it can cause some cramps when you're nursing, it's rare for this to lead to preterm labor. If you think you're having contractions, let your doctor know right away so they can help determine the dosage of oxytocin and check on you if necessary. Oxytocin is the hormone that causes contractions. The first and foremost crucial step is to ensure that you are getting enough calories to support both your baby in your belly and the one you're nursing. The second, less important thing is to be mindful of what else you might need for yourself as well as for your baby. However, caution should be used when considering trying to get pregnant again. Additional research suggests that waiting for 1 to 2 years after giving birth reduces the risk of pregnancy complications and other health problems. Chances of getting pregnant while breastfeeding as birth control can be up to 98% effective when used correctly. The good thing is, it only means you're continuing to give your baby breast milk for the first 6 months of their life. After this time, the likelihood of getting pregnant will increase again. That said, this can vary from woman to woman and some ovulation may take longer than others. The second, less important thing is to be mindful of what else you might need for yourself as well as for your baby. However, caution should be used when considering trying to get pregnant again. Additional research suggests that waiting for 1 to 2 years after giving birth reduces the risk of pregnancy complications and other health problems. Chances of getting pregnant while breastfeeding as birth control can be up to 98% effective when used correctly. The good thing is, it only means you're continuing to give your baby breast milk for the first 6 months of their life. After this time, the likelihood of getting pregnant will increase again. That said, this can vary from woman to woman and some ovulation may take longer than others.